Huge news out of France as the left coalesced their vote to defeat the fascists. That's right. And this was a shocking result based on the first round of voting, which made it appear like Marine Le Pen's party, the far-right party, was going to attain power, potentially even a majority. So I'm going to break this down, including a few clips of the reactions from both the far-right voters and the left-leaning voters in this result. First, the results here. So the NFP, the New Popular Front, this is the left alliance that decided to coalesce their votes together. We're talking about socialists, communists, Greens, and Mélenchon's party voting together to win the most seats at 188. Then you have the Ensemble, which is the center alliance, which is President Emmanuel Macron's. This is his alliance here with 161 seats. And the National Rally Alliance, this is Marine Le Pen, the far right, with 142 seats. And then you have the Les Républicains, which is they were described as moderate conservatives, but said that they would work with the far right. So they're also far right because of that. But this is an incredible result here, especially when this was not expected. So I'm going to get to this headline here. This was from right before the votes came in. France on course for highest turnout in decades at pivotal election. Far-right national rally of Marine Le Pen poised to become dominant force in country's National Assembly. And then that turned into France election. Surprise win for left-wing alliance keeps Le Pen's far-right for power. So Marine Le Pen's national rally falls into third place despite strong showing in first round of voting. As I said on Twitter, democracy wins when turnout is high. This result, and I'll get to some of the policy that was put forward by the Left Alliance as well, but this result is due to at least a couple of things. Strategic voting here in the decision to put differences aside and vote together, as well as some actual platform pieces that excited people, as well as I think clearly, maybe this is the most important part, a rejection of the far-right fascists. So this is, as written here by New York Times, the results upended widespread predictions of a clear victory for the National Rally, Marine Le Pen's anti-immigrant party that dominated the first round of voting a week ago. So I'll get to some of their policies in a second here, but here is how Marine Le Pen described herself recently.
L'air de rien, les grandes lignes politiques que je défends sont les grandes lignes qui sont défendues, effectivement, par M. Trump, c'est défendu par M. Poutine.
Policies I represent are the policies represented by Donald Trump and Putin. So that's these insane people. Le Pen's party supports ending the automatic right to citizenship for people born to foreign parents in France and severely restricting citizenship by naturalization. Additionally, the party proposes restricting the rights of foreigners to access some social services, including housing, with preferential access given to French nationals. The second pledge listed in National Rally's manifesto is a law targeting Islamist ideologies, although it does not elaborate on how. And Le Pen fended off accusations of racism made against some of the hundreds of candidates her party fielded for the election. Quote, I think that in any political movement, there can be what we call a black sheep, she said. So apparently a lot of the candidates put forward by this party were just outright saying clearly racist crap, which is not surprising looking at their racist platform. Now, of course, Fox News was very excited about Marine Le Pen. Their headline here, Israeli minister touts Marine Le Pen as excellent option for French president with 10 exclamation marks. So Marine Le Pen, of course, was supportive of the far right-wing Israeli government and their ongoing bombardment of innocent Palestinians. And this is also a party, interestingly enough, combined with this story, party founded by or co-founded by Nazi collaborators. So, not surprising. Now, this may have also helped the turnout here. Speaking from her party seat in Paris, Le Pen lashed out at French soccer star Mbappe, who has made repeated comments in recent weeks seemingly haranguing the far right. Undoubtedly the brightest star of French football today, he joined a host of celebrities this week in calling on voters to mobilize to keep the far right from power. Quote, there's an emergency. We can't leave our country in the hands of these people, Mbappe said Thursday, following National Rally's strong first round showing. It's really urgent. I think we've seen the results. It's catastrophic. And following the first round, this is when hundreds of candidates from Macron's alliance and parties within the NFP dropped out of three-way runoff races in a strategic bid to defeat the right-wing nationalists, an effort that appears to have paid off in a major way. So the far right won the first round of voting, as I already said, and at the time appeared to have a chance at an absolute majority. Here is some comments after the victories from Mélenchon, the leader of the Left Alliance.
Once again, it saved the Republic. We saved the Republic. And once again, we can begin to work on ecological matters, social matters, and our people, our time, our world, our Europe need.
And notice here the Palestinian flag. This was the one alliance that was clearly in favor of human rights, and that likely benefited them as well. So here is part of the platform from New York Times here. The New Popular Front campaign on a platform that would raise France's monthly minimum wage, lower the legal retirement age to 60 from 64, reintroduce a wealth tax, and freeze the price of energy and gas. Instead of cutting immigration, as the National Rally vowed, the alliance said it would make the asylum process more generous and smooth. The platform said the alliance was supportive of Ukraine's fight for freedom against Russia, and as I said, Mélenchon promises to recognize Palestine. Now, here is the reaction from some left-leaning voters in France to the results.
Il est 20h et on découvre la nouvelle assemblée et ce n'est pas le tiers.
Let's I'm gonna blow this up for a bit. Watch this guy's face as it comes in. Oh, look at that. Very cool. Now, in contrast, let's watch this. Daniel Austin shared this one. All these videos of French fascists waiting for the exit poll and then standing there with faces like smacked arses when it pops up are incredible. So funny.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vous la découvrez, notre estimation et son talent. Selon cette estimation, eh bien, le groupe qui obtiendrait le plus en fait de députés ce soir, c'est le groupe populaire. Entre 172 et 192 députés, suivi derrière alors à vraiment une courte avance.
The only word I was able to pull out there was impossible. Now, here's another clip. Owen Jones shared this one. If you want a little Monday boost, here's French far-right voters reacting to the exit poll. I'm just noticing that the little girl in the bottom there, looking at this lady as she screams at the TV, giving her her middle finger. The far right are not happy. Here is later that night the celebration in the streets. Massive crowd out there. Great to see. Now, it isn't over, really, because there is now some decisions have to be made in how to move forward here. So as The Guardian writes, the results mean no bloc has an outright majority in parliament. So you need 289 seats for a majority. Unlike neighboring Germany and Italy, modern France has never had a parliament with no dominant party, and the country has no tradition of coalition governments. So traditionally, during these several rounds of voting, one of the three or more parties drop out, and typically it ends up being one or two parties, or I should say two parties, in the final vote, which is why typically there is a majority. It was different this time, with three very separate coalitions: the left coalition, the center, and then the right. And there is no clear majority this time. So coalition talks will be needed under the Constitution. And under the Constitution, no fresh elections can take place for another year. And there are divides on many various policy issues. So far, I've read that President Emmanuel Macron has asked the Prime Minister not to step down, and he will have to decide who is going to replace him and how to move forward, who's going to control power. So there are more discussions around that. I'll link to a video or an article below if you want to read more into what comes next for France. But I'm just focused on the rejection of the far right here. This was really good to see. Especially considering how favored Marine Le Pen's party was. Really good to see this clear rejection. And again, it was because of this strategic decision for the left to vote together, as well as the obvious recognition of the far right threat. And I'm sure having some great policies in the platform as well didn't hurt either.